Welcome everyone, it's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys a reading today for the full moon in Pisces. We are going to be focusing on the divine masculine's messages to his divine feminine. So I do tend to channel for those that are experiencing challenges or separations in their connection, so please keep that in mind, but just take what resonates for you, get rid of anything that doesn't. I do say he or him for masculine and she or her for feminine. It's just the way that I channel, but just apply everything how it fits your situation. So all the decks that I'm going to be using here are created by myself. So I'm just going to go ahead and list them down below in the order that they appear, so I don't have to repeat what each deck is. And then today's Organite is called the Divine Masculine Nude, created by Michelle from Wing and Bell. Everything will be down below. Let's get started. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off with a song. What does this masculine want feminine to know at this time? What's heightened for him during this full moon in Pisces? What telepathic messages is he sending her way, and why? Okay, this is the one that we have. We have Pray. Ooh. So this is a song here, and I will try to remember all the songs that come. Actually, I'm going to put it aside, so I'll list them down below. But this, I think, was in the movie 50 Shades of Grey, Pray. But I know I've been cruel. Ooh, so this masculine knows that he was perhaps cruel to the feminine at some point on their journey. So he is maybe perhaps praying that she forgives him, praying that she will forgive him. But he definitely did something here that was cruel. And I feel like there is some message he wants to bring forth to the feminine about this situation. So why don't we see what that is? Ooh, I just wasn't ready for you. It's not an excuse, but the masculine was not ready for the feminine. He just wasn't. So he did something. It happened to be cruel, unfortunately. But that's just the way that it goes sometimes. Sometimes we don't have the tools to properly handle ourselves, whether it be our actions or our words. But at the end of the day, what it was is this masculine just wasn't ready for the feminine. He wasn't ready for this kind of connection. Maybe he wasn't ready for this kind of commitment. He just wasn't ready. So he ended up being cruel in some way. All right, let's see. Let's get some details here. Ooh, he's got a regret. So he is sorry for this feminine. That's something that you need to know. So something that could be really highlighted for him during this full moon in Pisces are his emotions. It's like really, really being amplified during this period. He might even shed a tear here. Pray that things were different. Pray that you'll forgive him. Maybe even trying to forgive himself, but his head is in his hands and he is feeling down in his emotions, in his feels, maybe even depressed about what has transpired between the two of you. So that might be something that you need to know today, Divine Feminine. All right, let's get a tarot. Okay, so we have the Two of Pentacles balancing act, kind of going back and forth, back and forth. I feel like he is trying to kind of balance his emotions. I don't feel like that's easy all the time, especially during this full moon. I feel like he's going to feel very emotional, and he's trying to kind of balance it out by maybe not feeling it, but I feel like he can't not feel something during this full moon in Pisces. It's like he has to feel it. The universe is pushing him to feel his emotions. He may not like it, but he has to feel it, okay? He has to feel it in order to heal it and deal with it. What else? And we have unique. So there is something very unique about you, Divine Feminine. There's something he just can't shake. There's something he just can't break away from. So this is the deal. I mean, I think if he realized how unique you were and how special you were, he would not have been as cruel as he was. I don't think he maybe realized at the time when he hurt you that he was going to still care about you later on. He may have actually been convinced at the time that he was going to walk away from you and never think about you again, but that's not the case. There's something unique about this connection. He can't just shake it off like he maybe has shaken other things off. So very interesting stuff so far. Ooh, look at that. Revenge. Living my best life helps me to deal with any injustices. Okay, so there was an injustice here. There was perhaps this feeling now that this masculine has instilled in this feminine where she is either bitter, full of rage, wants to seek revenge. I'm not saying that that's what's happening, but on his end, remember, these are his feelings. He might be feeling that she will somehow seek revenge on him. So it does make him afraid to either reach back out to her or to apologize or to maybe re-involve himself with hers, because he knows that he's going to deserve some sort of backlash, and that scares the shit out of him. Okay? He might even think that the feminine hates him because he was cruel. And he might actually see this feminine now living her best life, moved on in some way. And he can't even be mad about it, because in a way it's like he knows that that's justice for what he did. So I'm not saying it's going to resonate for everybody, but if that resonates for you, that is the opening message that we have. So I'm going to be doing like different sets. So this first set might resonate with you, or maybe it doesn't, and the second one will. Like I said, take the bits that resonate with you, get rid of anything that doesn't. Okay, let's go ahead and get another song. Crazy in Love. A lot of 50 Shades of Grey music coming up here. Not Myself Lately by Beyonce. Not myself lately, and I'm getting this message. I don't like it. Why? Why do I not feel myself? Why do I feel off? I normally can bounce back. I'm normally okay, but this time I'm not. I feel like it definitely bugs the masculine, but at the same time, it's like in a way he knows that he deserves it. Okay? Almost feels crazy. Feels crazy for not being able to forget the feminine. Yeah, I get here, he feels this emptiness in his life, that she's not next to him anymore. Really regrets that he can't feel her next to him anymore. So something has happened here. Some actions were taken that have led to this separation. Yeah. Definitely in his feels, definitely nostalgic about feminine. So this full moon in Pisces is really affecting him. Nostalgia is setting in. His emotions are setting in. He can't quite let her go. He might not understand why. He feels a little crazy. He's never actually felt like this before. So I just feel like he is bothered by this. Ooh, yeah, dang. Ten of Swords, painful ending. I mean, the revenge card, right? And I know I was cruel. There could have been some sort of like backstabbing or just hurt someone and then just like walked away and left them for dead. Like that's some cruel ass shit. And for some of you feminines out there, like something really cruel could have went down here for sure, where it was harsh. It was harsh. You didn't deserve it. But this happened. So it was painful. But I feel like if that masculine did not feel that pain at that time, he's feeling it now. He's feeling the pain of this ending. You may have already gone through all of this stuff, feminine, but this full moon in Pisces is like pushing and allowing the masculine to finally feel the consequences of his actions, or feeling something connected to you. So he is still holding on. He's not able to break away from this. He can't run away from it if he has ran away from it in the past. It's not going to work this time. Wow. All right, well, let's see what else. Okay, you guys could be connected to Christmas time, as in there could be a particular memory of Christmas. Obviously, the reason that I'm saying that is because it says Christmas tree, joy. There could have been joy during a particular holiday. It doesn't have to be Christmas, though. But there were joyous times, and this is what this masculine is connected to. He's connecting to the joy of the past. He's nostalgic on the joyous times that you guys once shared. And it makes it painful. It really does. It makes it painful. Okay, so we have self-love. I must learn to provide myself the same love and dedication that I give to others. Okay, so what I'm getting here is that this masculine is trying to explain to the feminine that he was not in this mode. He treated her cruel. You know, when we love ourselves, we love other people. When we don't love ourselves, we are not loving to other people. This masculine had a lack of self-love. So his actions towards you, feminine, were not about you. It was about him. So he's trying to explain to you that maybe he was a miserable person back then, or when he was in this energy of, hurting you, doing something cruel. This was not a lack of love for you. It was really a lack of love for himself. And so he operated from this very ugly energy. And I'm getting here, he feels a lot of regret. Wow, it's really deep. Okay, so let's just go ahead and shift to another set. Let's get a song. Six feet under now. See, our love is 6 feet under. So, the Ten of Swords is like a death card. Okay? So this definitely confirms for me that if you're resonating with these messages so far, it's highly likely that you and this masculine are no longer a thing, that this is like a connection from the past, or something has happened to where it kind of like has temporarily put this connection on hold or something like that. So let's go ahead and get a message here. Okay, so we have seeing you reminds me of the things that I know deep down, and that's not always easy to deal with. So it's kind of like now that everything's been said and done, or it's kind of like, we've dug our own grave. I'm getting that with those gravestones. I've dug my own grave. If I were to see you and face you, I would have to face the truth. I would have to come clean about my behavior. I would have to fess up. And that's not going to be easy for me to deal with. I feel like this masculine is not used to having to own up. He's not used to feeling this way. He's used to just running, forgetting about it, and not looking back. But this is not happening with this feminine. He is not able to wash her away. He can't. He wants to because it's painful, but he can't. So in a way, it's like it's a part of his karma to suffer in this way. I hate to say it, but it's true. Okay, so we have vibrations. So let's take a look and see what that vibration is. What is this vibration? Okay, so we have the Nine of Cups. I do feel, you guys, that this masculine is like, in a way, trying to send vibrations to the feminine to come back, trying to send vibrations to her to maybe make contact with him, because he is afraid to make contact with her. And I feel that this divine feminine, because of the things that she's had to go through, she might feel that it's best to just keep moving forward and doing her own thing. Now, some of you guys could have reached out to this masculine, so I don't feel like that's going to apply to you, but it would be easier for masculine if feminine would reach out. But I feel that some of you feminines know this, which is why you're not doing it, because he's going to have to level up. He's going to have to do the work. He's going to have to face you. You can't make this easier for him. And it's not about punishment. It's just about growth and maturity. So I do feel like he emanates from him this psychic energy of wish, like his wish would be to be with her again. And this wish of, wishing that you guys could go back to that joyous time. Okay? That's what I'm seeing here. So it's like wish upon a star. I do feel like this masculine does wish that things could be different with this feminine for sure. Absolutely. All right, let's get another card. But I also feel like this masculine is trying to improve himself on some level too. It's not just all doom and gloom for him. He doesn't just sit around crying about this all the time. I'm not saying that, he doesn't feel anything for it. He does. But this is a masculine who's also trying to kind of fulfill his own life, his own purpose, his own mission. So I don't want to it's not, I don't want to create some false pretense that this masculine is just sitting around suffering every day. What this is, though, is that we're tapped into the full moon in Pisces. He's really feeling this regret and this heaviness during this full moon in Pisces. And he does wish that things were different, but he's also trying to kind of focus and work on himself. Okay. Horseshoe. Yeah, he's trying to change his luck. He could be down on his luck right now, or he was in the past, and so he's trying to kind of change things around. This also tells me, too, that he has this desire to change things around in this connection with feminine. Doesn't feel lucky, though. Doesn't feel lucky right now that that's either a possibility or that he should try to make that happen. But I feel like he's working on that. Okay, so we have 2 that popped out. We have unavailable and we have survivor. Okay, so what has not killed me has only worked in making me a stronger person. And then we have this rejection is for my divine protection, unavailable. So I also feel like this masculine is trying to tell the feminine that even though right now it seems that he's checked out and he's unavailable, he really is trying to protect her from what he's trying to figure out. He might be in survivor mode right now. He's trying to become a stronger person. There's a lot of things that may have gone wrong for him. He may have lost a lot of things. He may have lost his job. He may have had health issues, some sort of crisis. So while he's trying to figure out who he is, get back on his feet, he might just be unavailable, which is one of the other reasons why he might not be reaching out to feminine, is because he's still trying to kind of turn things around in his life. So if he's not feeling the best, if he's not feeling confident, if he's not feeling on top, this is not going to be a good, like a good idea to try to change anything around. So he just doesn't really feel that lucky. That horseshoe is not completely, it's not completely, up. It's sideways. So it's not real permanent. It's just like, we're making some adjustments is what I'm seeing with that. So I feel like the takeaway message here is that maybe right now this masculine is avoiding seeing the feminine or avoiding talking to her because he's still working on himself, trying to get things kind of figured out and his ducks in a row before he deals with her. He just knows maybe deep down it's not the right time, but he still feels that nostalgia and still feels that wish that things could be different. Okay, let's get another card. Let's get another set. Blue fires, all the things we left unsaid in my head. Okay, so there is unfinished business here. There's unfinished business. There are some things that he wishes that he could have said. There's a lot of things that maybe you wish that you could have said, a conversation that should have taken place, but it did not. So there is some kind of regret where, he wishes that there are certain things that he could say, and it swims around in his head. Thinks about what he would say. But he does feel too much pressure right now. So the pressure could be the fact that things are falling apart, that things are not in order in his life. That's what I'm picking up on. Things might not be in order or working order in his life. So until he's feeling on top, until he's feeling better and satisfied, he just may feel like it's not the best time to make himself available for a reconnection. But he's feeling all this stuff right now for a reason. It is about communication. Yeah. I mean, he thinks about communication. He thinks about whatever is rolling around in his head. He thinks about communicating this to the feminine. But he feels too much pressure right now to actually pick up that phone or send her that text message to make this happen. So it's just kind of like it's just in his head for now. And during this full moon in Pisces, we were talking about, telepathy, right? Psychic energy. You could be picking up on some of this already, Divine Feminine. You might already know this. This might not even be a surprise to you that any of these messages are coming up because you already know this. Maybe it's just confirming for you what's going on here. But in the meantime, it might just be that the communication is just in your heads. It might not be actually taking place in the physical world. Yeah, it's kind of like off in the distance, you know, waiting. But remember I was talking about that this masculine wishes that the feminine would just reach out to him? It'd just make it so much easier. It would take a lot of the pressure off. That's on you, Divine Feminine. But I'm getting here for the feminines that are resonating with these messages that you do not want to make this easier for the masculine, because the masculine really needs to show up, and he needs to level up, and he needs to do the work. And if you keep doing the work for him, or you keep making it easier for him, then there's not going to be any real growth there. So maybe this masculine needs to kind of sit in this for a while. Maybe he needs to figure out how to communicate. Gather those tools, make something happen, okay? But I feel like this masculine keeps putting it off. He keeps putting off communication. He feels like he should communicate, but then he puts it off. Oops. I just got the carriage, which was fantasy, fairy tale, and the teddy bear trauma. It's like it's got too much trauma around maybe rejection, and so he just fantasizes about it, and it's not a reality. Fantasizes about how it will go, but is afraid as hell of how it will go. Okay, so we have style. All right, it's just not his style. Wow. This masculine, like I said, is used to not having to try hard. He's not used to having to do certain things. People come to him. People chase him. That's not his style. To just reach out. It's not his style to just be in his feels and communicate what he's feeling. It's just not his style. And you may have always been the one feminine to kind of carry the connection, as in constantly, like communicating how you feel and, all that. But it's this masculine's turn now to do this. It's his turn to get into his feels. It's his turn to make it his style to communicate with you. And to stop being so afraid of this. If something isn't bringing me you joy, then why would I still be doing it? Bliss. It's kind of like ignorance is bliss. It's easier for this masculine to kind of like stay in this blissful state and not deal with this. So I do feel, feminines, that this is a masculine that really tries to kind of push you out of his mind, really tries to push your memory out, so he doesn't have to deal with this very uncomfortable feeling of needing to do something about this, needing to, gain this closure or have this communication with you. It's just easier to just kind of remain in a state of bliss, in a state of ignorance. And if it doesn't bring me joy, it brings this masculine a lot of pressure. It's not easy for this masculine to deal with this. So why would he continuously try to do something that doesn't make him feel good? Well, he's going to run away from it. But again, I feel like this particular feminine is the only one that's going to be able to show this masculine the way. By not doing the work for him. By not making this easy. By... not that you're doing this, feminine, but it's like he's being forced to be in this situation. He's being forced to have these emotions, these memories, and all these things that come with this. So it pushes him forward to make this communication, to be the person to do the right thing here. That's what I'm seeing. Hope it's making sense so far. All right. Let's get another song. It hurts like hell. Oof. I loved and I lost you. Okay. So this right here is a masculine who it hurts. It does. Okay. There was love here, but then it was lost. Okay. There was a connection, but then somehow he lost you in the process. He lost you in the process of all of this. And you can see the full moon and this masculine who is feeling his pain. That's it. Feeling the pain here, for sure. See, I still love you. It hurts like hell because I still love you. I loved and I loved, that's past tense. No, this masculine still loves you, feminine, and he lost you. That's why it hurts. Hurts like hell, actually. It's tough. But pain is a propeller for many things. So he's either going to use this to do what he needs to do or continue to run. Continue to play it safe. Continue not to deal with things that make him feel uncomfortable. Yeah, he can try to mask it, and I feel like he does. He tries to mask the fact that he still loves you. He tries to mask the fact that this hurts. But it does, in fact, very much hurt this masculine. What's gone down? So full moon in Pisces is forcing him to feel it and face it. Take off the mask. Take off the mask. I feel like all the other times he can take off the mask, but not this time. Not right now. Not right now. He's feeling it all. He's feeling it all. So we have the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles, I feel, is trying to tell us with that pencil and that paper, that this masculine might even write down what he's feeling. He might journal. He might even write a message, not send it. Or this could be communication. Yes, for some. Sure. Because everybody's different. Everybody's got different stuff going on. But I do feel, for the majority of you, that this masculine is actually putting some sort of message together, sorting the thoughts that are in his head, just basically a way to express it, okay? Expressing how he feels, because I feel like it's very intense. It's very, very heavy, and that's what he needs to do, okay? So let's go ahead and get another card here. Yeah, an epiphany. By doing this too, by kind of getting it out, it's like some light bulb goes off for him. He has some sort of an epiphany. So not only will you get some sort of download, I feel, feminine, from all of this energy, the masculine's getting one too. Okay? The masculine is getting some sort of spiritual download during this time. And we have adversity. It says, I accept my current challenges as an opportunity to grow and learn something new about myself and to correct any behaviors of my own that need adjusting. Wow, that's the epiphany. The epiphany is an indication to where the masculine has gone wrong. What areas of himself that he doesn't like, what areas of himself he could improve. So this is good, divine feminine. This just means that this masculine is kind of facing some sort of adversity within himself, and really looking to learn from it and grow from it and change and better himself from this experience. So it may also be an indication too that once he has this epiphany, he may accept something and then make that communication. I'm seeing that for some of you guys. All right, let's go ahead and get one last set. One last set of messages from this masculine to the feminine for this full moon in Pisces. Breathe. I'm straining to reach the light. So this is a masculine that could feel like he's a little lost in the darkness, lost in the shadow. Straining, really straining. Straining to do the right thing. Straining to see the light of the situation. Seeing it in an optimistic way. Just kind of being more in a doom and gloom. I'm sorry I couldn't follow through with my promises. So when this is someone who is kind of operating in the shadow where they're just feeling like there's no hope, they're gonna be sorry that they can't do what they need to do. They can't follow through with this. And I feel like this is going back to the contract that the two of you made before you came into this life. The contract that you made is that you would come together, you would learn from one another, and you would ultimately be together. And so I feel like that's a promise that you guys made to one another. But this masculine, in a way, right now is telling the feminine, I'm sorry that right now I can't follow through with my promises. I'm sorry that I'm straining to reach the light. I'm sorry that I'm not operating in a higher version of myself right now. So that is what the message is. I'm straining. I'm having difficulty. And then we have summer. But this is the energy. The energy is that there will be brighter days. This masculine will not always be in the dark. There will be light once again. The light will shine on him once again. There will be growth here. There will be joy. He will find the way. The starfish is divine love, but it's also safe passage, which means that the divine has a hand in the masculine spiritual path. So he is not alone on his journey. He is being guided from his angels, his spirit guides, ancestors, whoever he works with, he is being guided. So he's not alone on his journey. Plus, there will be other people that will help him in assisting him in his growth. And summer, of course, can be an indication when maybe this communication comes. Yeah, where he may communicate. Page of Swords is communication. May share his thoughts with you. May grow. May change his thinking. That epiphany may also come in the summertime. That's what I'm seeing for some. It may come in the summertime. And that might be when you get this communication. We have regeneration, windmill. So there could be activity in the summer. There could be something that's regenerated here. There's energy and life back into the situation or the connection. So I'm getting that right now. This is like a season for feeling and facing shadow. But as the seasons change, something is changing within masculine. And then we have smelling roses. So I focus on the experiences in my journey rather than the destination. And I like this because this tells me here that the masculine is taking the time to just kind of figure out what he's got going on, what's in front of him, what he needs to do, where he may have screwed up, where he can do things differently, where he can improve. So he's not necessarily running to the finish line. He is trying to, live his life and to do what he needs to do on his journey. But this feminine's energy is very much with him still. And he might be trying to shake it off, but he's not able to. And as time progresses, it's going to become more and more evident to him how much he does need to follow through with his promise, which is to reach out, to connect, to apologize, to try to do the right thing with this feminine. So this full moon in Pisces is giving this masculine opportunity to feel something in order for something to shift here. Some sort of realization. So anyways, you guys, I really hope that reading resonated with you, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys liked it, I would love it if you wanted to, click the thumbs up button, maybe leave a comment in the comment section, something nice. And I hope that you guys have an incredible weekend. Take care, and I'll see you guys on Monday for the weekly Soul Connection reading. All right, bye-bye.